The wand was not created overnight. What I was doing was I was experimenting with a lot of different kinds of soil. And what I would do is I would travel around and get different kinds of soil to see what potential there was. What attracted me in the first place was we have a red soil here which is virtually useless as far as growing plants and such like that. However, when it was subjected to the morphic field, meaning that it was only held in proximity to the quantum precipitate, this almost worthless dirt would increase in frequency to the point where it was as good as any of the best crystals I had used in years prior. So here's an almost worthless material exceeding the, say, natural ability of a very good quartz crystal. Events then transpired where I was up in Canada doing some work with a friend. He had a water company, and he would go in and change the water systems for them, RO systems, this and that, and so forth. And most of the houses that he worked in were very high-end. So on average, the water systems in their houses cost around $10,000. Now, for the time I was up there, I was consuming the same kind of water, basically a kind of RO water, and what I noticed after 5 weeks, I was totally dehydrated, no matter how much of this water I would drink. And so I came back to the States and started toying with the idea of making something that the Canadians could put into their water system that would revitalize the water after the RO system. So what I came up with is this here, which is basically like a thermos. There's an inner tube, and then there's an outer tube, and the inside of it is filled with a rarefied sand, so that when the water goes through the tube, the water is educated by the rich morphic field of the sand and comes out in a rarefied state. I made a number of these, and they were sold successfully, particularly to the Ormus group, who noticed that there was a prodigious amount of Ormus that would precipitate out inside of the tube. Unfortunately, they are not what I would call a mainstream product, because they require a special kind of plumbing and such like that, and so therefore they weren't very practical and they were fairly expensive. So the next step was to make something that anybody could have that would do the same thing as the tube and be affordable and do the same thing. So enter the water wand. So these were developed to take the place of the tubes.